Are you building an email list or generating leads for your business, but can't get enough people to fill out your opt-in or sign-up form? Conversion rates on opt-in forms are so low because of many reasons. Opt-in and sign-up forms require people to manually type in their information, which is much more work and takes more time than just clicking buttons. With the rise of mobile phone use, people are becoming lazier when it comes to typing, especially typing their email addresses. And unless they are signing up for something they really care about, nowadays, who gives their real info when subscribing to a newsletter? Most of the time, you'll end up with a fake or a secondary email address that people never check. Even if your subscribers intend to give you their real info, typos can always happen and ruin your chance to connect with them. Introducing Boost, the only software in the world that allows you to collect email addresses and personal information without your subscribers having to fill out a form. Boost allows you to capture your subscribers and leads' real information, which they have used when signing up for their social accounts such as Facebook, Google, Twitter, and LinkedIn. Use Boost to shorten the URL to your lead magnet, blog posts, or any web pages that you want. Send traffic to the shortened link and watch your email list grow. No form filling, no fake info, no low conversion rate. People just need to click one button to allow their information to be seen by you. And voila! You have the full permission to view your subscribers' info, including email addresses, names, social profile, and much more. The information collected will be automatically synced to your email marketing service, CRM, or your Zapier account. Boost will be launching very soon. Get in on our early bird list to be first notified when we launch.
In this video, I'm going to show you the features of Boost and how it can help you get more subscribers than ever. Okay, so let's say you have this URL, this lead magnet that you want to share with your audience. So what you can do is very easily copy the lead magnet URL right here and then go to Boost and then paste your URL right here. So your URL can be anything. It can be your article, your video, anything that you want to share with your audience, put it here. So that's the first step. The next step is to select the social network that you want to shorten the URL with. Okay, so for simplicity, now I'm just gonna shorten the URL with Facebook. I will explain other social networks later, but for now, let's just use Facebook. So click on Save Changes, and I will explain other features later. But for now, just click on Create Shortened URL. Okay, so here's the shortened URL that we just created. So what does it do? So let me go to the shortened URL to show you what it does. Okay, so let me copy this URL right here and go to it in a new tab. So watch what happens right here. So as you can see, the URL redirects me to Facebook, and this is the Facebook permission page. So it's stated very clear here that BoostLink will receive your email address. So we're not going to secretly scrape people's email addresses. Instead, on this page, we will ask for their permission. So when they click on Continue As, they will give us the permission to see their email addresses, and they also have an option to click on Cancel. So when they click on Cancel, we won't be able to see their email address, but most people are going to click on this button. So let me click on this button to show you what happens. So as you can see, I am redirected to the URL that I want to share with my audience. So again, it can be any URL that you want. So it can be your article, your video, anything that you want to share. And watch what happens right here. So let me reload this first. Okay, so this is the URL that we just created, and watch what happens. So as you can see, my real email address that I use for my Facebook account has been collected right here after only 2 clicks. So let me explain some of the other features that Boost offers right here. So first of all, use a different cancel URL. So as you can see, there was a cancel button on the Facebook permission page. So you can specify a different URL for that button right here. Another very important feature is to add a tracking code or pixel to your shortened URL. So for example, you can add your Facebook pixel right here to create your custom retargeting audience on Facebook ads. So very easily, you need to add your pixel in the settings first. So go to settings and just put your pixel code right here. So very easily select your the type of pixel that you want to add and put in your pixel or tracking ID right here. And you will be able to add your pixel to the shortened URL. And the next very important feature is that we integrate with third-party services. For example, Zapier, GetResponse, ActiveCampaign, Aweber, MailChimp. So you will be able to automatically synchronize your data collected using Boost to your email marketing service or any applications online that you want via Zapier or direct integration with us. So very easily you can add your third-party service here. So just select the service that you want to add and put in the API information and click on create to add your service. And when you create a shortened URL, you can select from your added service right over here. Right now I have no services available, but if you have add your service in the settings over here, it will be available here and you can add multiple services at once. Okay, so let me explain a very important features that we have over here. Okay, so with this feature, you can shorten your URL using multiple social networks at once. So what is for? So let's say you are not logged into your Facebook account. So let me show you this. Okay, so if you're not logged into your Facebook account, this is what happens when you go to the shortened URL. Facebook will ask you to put your login credentials to log into Facebook account. So it's not a good user experience if the visitor is not logged into Facebook. So we created this feature to allow you to create backup social networks to shorten your URL with. So what this does is that if you select this order, you can change the order over here. But if you select this order, it will check for Facebook first, and if Facebook is not logged in, it will check if Google is logged in, and if Google is not logged in, it will check for Twitter. So it makes sure that your visitors don't need to type to subscribe to your email list. Okay, so let me demo that to you real quick. So I am logged into my Google account and I'm going to log out of my Facebook account to show you what happens right here. So let me shorten the URL to the lead magnet and click on create shortened URL and copy this, and let me log out of Facebook first. Okay, so my Facebook is logged out. So let me go to the shortened URL that I just created to see what happens. So for this URL, I use Facebook, then Google, then Twitter. And as you can see, because I am logged into my Google account, it redirects me to the Google permission page. So this makes sure that your visitors don't need to type their email address to subscribe to your email list. Basically, that's what Boost does. It helps your visitors to subscribe to your email list without having to type. And after you have a Boost shortened URL, you can share the URL everywhere that you can place a URL. So you can share on your Facebook post, on your Twitter post, everywhere that you can put a URL you can get subscribers from. So some of the examples are you get posts on other blogs, you can put your URLs there to turn the link clickers into subscribers. The next strategy is using your landing page builder or your opt-in form builder to create social subscribe buttons like this to add to your existing opt-in forms to increase site conversions and enhance user experience. So without Boost, there's no solution out there that allows you to implement social subscribe strategy so easily like this. So it's time to get your Boost account and become one of the first marketers to implement this social subscribe strategy. Hey, Boost will be officially open to the public in 2 days, but we are still working on adding new features to make the application even more powerful. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through 3 new features that you will absolutely love inside Boost. The first feature is the ability to use your own social apps to create shortened URLs. So before that, you can only use Boost apps or our apps to create your shortened URLs, but now you can add your own app settings and then create shortened URLs using your own social apps. So let me go to a shortened URLs to show you what it does. So by using your own social apps, you won't be sharing the same apps with other users. Instead, you will be able to use your own branding. You can set the name of the application right here and also the logo that people will see when they give the permission for your app to collect their email addresses. So that's the first feature. The second feature that is going to be very handy is the ability to add a confirmation checkbox for users. So let me demonstrate that real quick. So let's create a new shortened URL. So you can choose to turn this feature on or off when creating a shortener URL, and this little checkbox will make sure that your audience understand what will happen after they give the permission inside the social app right here. So this makes sure that your audience will not be surprised on why they are subscribed to your email list. So you can leave the checkbox checked or unchecked by default, and you can change all the text that the checkbox says. So when people agree to this and click on continue, they will be redirected to the Facebook permission page or Google permission page. So their email address can be collected and will be also subscribed to your email list. The next feature is the ability to customize the meta title and meta description of the Boost shortener URL. This feature will allow you to change the metadata when you want to share the Boost shortener URLs on Facebook, for example. So that's a quick walkthrough of all the new features that we just added to Boost. We are committed to adding new features to make the application as useful as possible for you as a Boost customer. The application will be updated with new features and integrations based on your requests.